Hi, good evening, everyone. So welcome back to Plan258. So as you see in the screen, okay, so we will have a lecture about ideal flow network and student presentation about the topics. Okay, so are you going to present first or you want to do the lecture first? If you want to do the presentation first, you can list down in the chat which group to start so that we can start with that. You just put it to everyone, yeah, when you are ready. Go ahead. Can you hear me? Oh, do you want to have presentation first or you want to have lecture first?
Sir, I agree with the suggestion earlier to do the presentation first.
Okay, then you can present first, no problem.
Okay, sir. We'll, I think our team is going to present first.
Okay, go.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Hmm.
Let me
Uh,
share the screen.
okay, I think you're already co-host, so you can present. Okay, 5 minutes. Silan.
Uh, Sir, is it visible?
Yes.
Let me just put it on presentation mode.
Go ahead.
Okay, good evening, Professor, and to my classmates. So our team is, we call our team Team UFC, or it means Urban Flow Collective. So I am Julian Castro. I'm here with Aldrin Alindogan and as well as Geraldine Mago. But Geraldine may be disconnected because she's currently on an official trip. So for the topics that we would like to present, we have identified these three topics. First is the ferry system along Manila Bay, Pasig River, and Laguna Lake. The second one is the bus rapid transit system, or BRT, in Metro Manila, and the third one is the Bataan Cavite Interlink Bridge. So on the first topic, it's about the ferry system in the three connected waterways in Metro Manila, which is the Manila Bay, the Pasig River, and Laguna de Bay, or Laguna Bay. So currently, there is an existing ferry service along the Pasig River. And while it is existing, it has some inherent problems. Like for example, the low demand and of course the low preference of the commuter public to choose ferry service as a viable form of transportation. So through this topic, we are thinking of introducing the ferry system as a viable option for transportation. And the ferry system will have high capacity and high frequency as well as low carbon vessels, which will connect the major urban centers in Metro Manila. So for the next slide. Yeah, so with that being said, our possible alternative scenario is the proposal of this program for a ferry network in Metro Manila, connecting Laguna until to Manila Bay. So because the current ferry service in Pasig City is being operated by the Metro Manila Development Authority, and we are thinking that the all the other local government units along the Manila Bay area and all other government agencies such as the Laguna Lake Development Authority will also be involved for this endeavor. And since we are also envisioning this to be a transport integration with the other transport modes such as buses, rails, or some bike lanes for seamless connectivity. We're also thinking about using a smart ticketing system for this project. In terms of the structures, of course, as mentioned, there should be a unified governing body that will manage the ferries, since this is a big project. And there's a need to have a campaign to promote the ferry service as a viable means of transportation. This is to address the concerns on the low demand, and this will also provide a modern vessels. And then because right now Pasig River is undergoing its rehabilitation project, so this topic will complement that program of the government. So that's it for the ferry system, topic number 1. So topic number 2 will be presented by Algin.
Good evening, classmates. So the topic number 2 is about bus rapid transit system in Metro Manila. So currently we have the BRT, right, in EDSA. So the base scenario is the bus-based mass transit system that delivers comfortable and cost-effective mobility through the provisions of exclusive right-of-way lanes, reducing delay and dwell time. So I think currently we have some issues about the EDSA carousel. So they're proposing on removing it and trying to instead expand on the MRT capacity. And then the second is a good mass transit system is indispensable in alleviating traffic congestion in urban areas. So hopefully we can increase the demand of public transport and instead capture people using private vehicles and moving into BRT. And then it offers the same performance and amenities as in a modern rail-based system, but at a fraction of the cost. So it's a lot cheaper than your MRT. Next slide, please. So these are the parameters, possible alternative scenarios. Now, looking into the possible alternative scenarios. So we have to screen, besides for EDSA, so what are the possible roads to have BRT systems? Screening of new alternative corridors. So these are the parameters. One is passenger demand. So if the area has a lot of people, willing to pay or willing to use that kind of service, available right of way. So we are going to eat a lane. So is there an existing lane for the BRT? 3 is existing congestion levels. So is it going to help? 4 is adequacy of the existing public transport services. So is the existing public transport should be phased out and then should be replaced by the BRT, or should it be complemented with one another? Number 5 is potential for growth or integration. And number 6 is connected to that. So if we can integrate 2 corridors with BRT systems instead of just like one line going. And then number 7 is willingness of the local government to host a BRT. So since it's going to have different boundaries, they're going to be handled by whom, I guess. Next slide, please. Okay, so for the strategic structures, these are, I think, based on the paper that we have. I think this is USAID and JICA. Economic appraisal, so we need to have economic appraisal. So again, we need to have an idea of the potential number of passengers with the cost, number of passengers versus the cost of the service. Corridor road capacity, again, we're going to eat a lot of road right of way. So yun yung parang, that's a problem with the EDSA, right? Like the private cars are trying to say, they're eating this lane. Why can't we go through that lane? Environment appraisal. So if we're going to provide or propose new corridors, is it going to hit environmental or DNR stuff like environmental areas, integration and connectivity. How are we going to connect, a complex system of BRT? Next slide, please. And then, okay, so road safety, right? I think in this paper, it was proven to have better road safety since you have like one RROW. And then accessibility. What kind of land use are going to be developed around the BRT system? Like, is it going to be more commercialized? Like, um, how the LRT systems evolve eventually to like commercial areas in the stations, and deliverability, whose jurisdiction or who's going to handle this kind of development. I think that's for the BRT. Julian, next.
Thank you, Algin. So our last topic is the Bataan-Cavite Interlink Bridge. So this part is prepared by Geraldine, but I will be taking over in presenting it. So basically, the project is an existing project of the Department of Public Works and Highways. So it's according to Geraldine, this project is already approved, and it's going on ongoing implementation. So the current scenario is that there are a lot of travelers traveling from Cavite or Manila area going to Bataan, and they usually have to go through the usual land-based transportation, which takes time. So while I understand there's also like a small number of ferry systems available, but through this project, it will definitely cut the travel time of those commuters coming in from Cavite, Manila area going to Bataan, and vice versa. So the bridge that will link Cavite to Bataan, this is a 32-kilometer 4-lane cable-styled bridge that will traverse across Manila Bay. So it aims to reduce the travel time from the usual 5 hours to 45 minutes. So that's really a significant reduction in the travel time. So these are some of the technical details of the projects in terms of the economic viability as well as the detailed engineering design. So as of now, the project has its ongoing civil works, which is currently being done until October of 2030. So for some of the current scenarios, is that right now there are some concerns about the delays in the procurement for the engineering and the procurement, and then there are some engineering and environmental risk that's one of the main challenge for implementing this projects, because primarily it affects the marine biodiversity, and also the area is prone to severe weather changes. And then there is also the challenge for the uh, migration patterns, because it's expected that a huge chunk of commuters will be using this infrastructure once it's being ready for operation. So in terms of that scenario, there are some strategies for implementing toll adjustments or incentives for businesses and logistics industry, as well as smart infrastructure integration. So for the strategic structure, you can see this in the slides, some of the governance mechanism that will be implemented on the part of the government, as well as the environmental considerations and the economic network and trade facilitation. So our main concern about this project is that it's currently being implemented, and I think as students or as the other member of the society, there's the perspective is that there's little changes that can be done. But I think in terms of studying it, we can still look at the possible scenarios to mitigate the consequences that the negative consequences that this project may entail. Okay, so that's the third project. So for
Thank
our
you.
chosen topic, I'll turn over to Aldrin to discuss it.
Yeah. For our chosen topic, it's the Manila Bay Pasig River Laguna Lake Ferry System. Why? Because it complements the other programs, the rehabilitation programs. It also incentivize or at least attracts the involvement of various agencies and LGUs.
Okay.
Okay, so we can provide new development or strategies to increase the demand. So to promote the bodies of water as a way of transportation. Economic benefits, so we can analyze the different benefits of a ferry system, and the development or the evolution of land use plans along the bodies of water when this kind of developments are uh, uh, introduced,
Okay.
and rehabilitation of Metro Manila's waterways. So in order for this kind of project to be completed, it has to be the Pasig River should be dredged or something engineered, and ferry as a viable transportation option or accessibility to a lot of people, and to complement other transportation modes in the NCR. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So, is there any comment, suggestion, critics for the group, this group? I give you one chance from other groups. None. Okay, so thank you. Julan, Aldrin, and Geraldine. Okay, so who's next? Team A. Archie, go. Can you limit to 5 minutes? This is too long.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
No.
Go.
All right. Thank you for the opportunity to present our topics, tentative topics. We are called the AAA Group, Archie, Angelo, Arvin. So these are presentation outline, topic 1, topic 2, topic 3. So we go on to the topic 1, traffic assessment junction at the Santa Rosa Tagaytay Rizal Road and Manila South Road, City of Santa Rosa, Laguna. The objective is stated here to assess the existing traffic and pedestrian traffic and evaluate alternatives ensuring efficient mobility and improve safety. So the study area is located in Santa Rosa, Laguna, in Poblacion. So the prevailing land uses, it has the residential, commercial, and industrial. So as you can see on the map, you can see the mixed use of the land area. So the base scenario is the high traffic volume, conflicts between local and thorough traffic, the minor legs and along the highway, the AA26, underutilized pedestrian facility, the footbridge, and poor intersection level of service. For the alternative scenarios, on elevating traffic congestion, these are our alternative scenarios. And on improving road safety, these are the alternative scenarios. So for our proposed conceptual framework plan, we have 3 components: the input, process, and outputs, as you can see on the screen. The inputs, the traffic volume, the road intersection geometry, the land use, existing land use. If there is available data for the crash and related statistics. For the process, data collection, traffic count, that includes the traffic count. The analysis-based scenario, giving the alternative scenario development and comparative analysis. For that outputs, we will do the improved intersection performance. We will see the enhanced pedestrian safety, a strategic implementation plan, and the monitoring system and monitoring evaluation system. That is for our topic 1. I turn over to Sir Jello for the next topic. Sir Jello.
Yes, thank you, Sir Archie. For our second topic is the traffic assessment of the Nueva Ecija to Aurora Road and Valdefuente Fortaleza Road. So this is an intersection between the main highway and the barangay road. Its objective is to enhance traffic flow and reduce congestion, ensuring efficient mobility and improved safety. And the area has land uses of agriculture, residential, and commercial. Next slide, please. And the base scenario is shown on screen. There is high traffic volume during the morning and afternoon peak hours, wherein different types of vehicles pass through here, including tricycles, jeepneys, among others. There is currently ongoing drainage construction along the Nueva Ecija to Aurora Road. There is the absence of a traffic light, and there are lack of well-developed alternative routes in the area. Alternative scenarios are to install traffic lights, and to do this, the researchers shall conduct a traffic vehicle count survey to determine the number of vehicles in both roads. Development of a diversion road, conduct studies on potential traffic easement from the development of nearby barangay roads to be elaborated on the next slide, and the proposal of a new traffic scheme. So these are the potential areas for road development as shown on screen. So the intersection is at the middle. On the north and south are potential areas for road development. Next slide, please. So our strategic structure is as follows. For our inputs is the traffic volume and flow patterns, as mentioned earlier, data collection for road capacity infrastructure, driver behavior, the impacts on public transportation, and the accidents. And then for the process is the optimization of the traffic signal, road infrastructure upgrades, and also traffic management schemes. And for outputs is the improved intersection performance, reduced travel time, improved road safety, and enhanced traffic efficiency. For our third topic is the assessment of travel time from the Tarlac-Pangasinan-La Union Expressway or TPLEX to San Jose City, Nueva Ecija. The objective of this is to improve travel time of going to San Jose City via the TPLEX and vice versa. Next slide, please. So the base scenario is as follows. San Jose City is the northern growth node of Nueva Ecija, the province of Nueva Ecija, and is the gateway to northern Luzon. Goods delivered to the Cordillera Administrative Region and the Cagayan Valley traverse this route, with Baguio City as the other alternative route. However, it's significantly farther. The influx of vehicles plying along the Gimbapura Road, Pangasinan-Nueva Ecija Road, and the Pan-Philippine Highway will cause problems. So the road users are able to reach San Jose City from the TPLEX through 4 exits: the Pura exit, marked purple, Anao exit, marked blue, Ramos exit, marked green, and Rosales exit, marked orange. Alternative scenarios in improving travel time is to widen and rehabilitate key roads along the route to accommodate traffic volume. These include improvement of intersection designs and expansion of road sections. Develop alternative routes such as new road openings, bypass roads that will cut through the province, and implementation of dedicated lanes for vehicles delivering goods along the most critical area, like the Gimbapura Road. Next slide, please. So the strategic structure is as follows. Before, the inputs are data collection, origin destination data, the flow of vehicles on critical route sections, road inventory, and operating costs and time costs. Process is the data analysis, the development of a network model, and the comparison of performance indicators such as congestion. On outputs is the reduced travel time and or cost. So that's all for the group, but I will turn over this to Sir Vince for our chosen topic. Sir Vin, sorry.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Jello. I won't open my camera because of the lack of bandwidth. We chose topic 1 primarily because of its accessibility for the group. It's fairly close to Metro Manila. That's one. Also, the data accessibility. Because Archie here is our teammate, is from the area, and he might be the data with the LGU might be accessible to him. So in terms of practicality, data-wise, and the type of analysis that can be conducted, since mostly these are more on the road network and capacity analysis, topic 1 is the best among the 3.
Okay, so is there any new things here? I mean, this is all the percentage is just the same like other topics, no? Something innovative that I expect, but this is just normal, the usual, the standard way. Is there any new way of thinking that you can propose? I'm not sure. So please think for the next presentation. Okay, not
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We will take that note, sir.
Right.
Doc Kardi. Thank you. Thank you for your comment.
Yeah. Okay. So, is there any comment, critics to these groups? Okay. Okay. Omar Sarif, you want to say something?
Thank you, sir. I just like to commend the group on their choices because all these three areas, I frequent these areas, so it would be really interesting, especially the one going to Aurora Baler and then the one going through Umingan and Lupao. And then, of course, going to Tagaytay. These are very, I mean, for me, I would be interested in whatever analysis or findings the group will find.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sir
So,
Omar.
okay. Thank you. So, the next presenter, Group 8, Rafi.
Good evening, sir. Okay. Good evening, classmates. My name is Carlo Lagonsin, and my group mates are Sir Kenneth De La Rosa and Sir Rafi Minor. So basically, we have prepared three topics for this research initiative natin. First topic namin, we're assessing the impacts on the ongoing MRT line extension project along Commonwealth Avenue in Quezon City. Second will be all about the availability of transportation services within the commercial and recreational areas in Quezon City during peak-off season. And our third topic will be all about the transportation service preference of college students in Metro Manila. For the first topic, assessing the impacts of the ongoing MRT line extension. Well, the research proposed aims to evaluate the impacts of the upcoming MRT line opening in Commonwealth Manila and on the existing transportation system. The study will investigate how the new MRT service affects commuting patterns, road congestion, and quality and socioeconomic factors. By providing empirical data analysis projects to inform basically the stakeholders that would potentially benefit from this kind of infrastructure. Well, okay, for the B scenario, the moderate integration and adoption of the line. It integrates moderately with existing public transportation such as the jeepneys and traditional modes such as buses and jeepneys. No? And for the alternative scenarios, like we have prepared possible full integration of and high adoption of those traditional modes, and also low integration and adoption. And third alternative will be gradual integration and adaptive adoption of those. Strategic structures, partial integration, there is some level of coordination between MIT and existing transportation system, but it isn't fully optimized. And public awareness, general awareness of the MRT exists, but there are mixed perceptions about its benefits. Economic accessibility fares are moderately priced, making the MRT accessible to the portion of the population. Okay. For our next topic, it will be discussed by Sir Rafi.
Sir, good evening, sir. So for our next topic, sir, kindly next slide, please. Sir, as to our second topic, which is the availability of transportation services within the commercial and recreational areas in Quezon City during peak season. So we probably focus on a particular season, which is Christmas season. So as introduction, during this season, there are so many travelers traversing along EDSA, Quezon Avenue, and North Avenue, which cause traffic congestions. There are so many major establishment commercial areas within that area along that route that attract high concentration of commuters. This proposed study aims to have a comprehensive transport plan to respond with that challenges. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Sir, to continue.
Yeah.
For base scenarios, we've focused three transport modes of transport, which is the buses, the MRT, and the jeepneys and express services. So as you can see, there are franchised bus operate along EDSA. These three main routes are following designated routes and schedules. However, during peak season, buses become overcrowded and adherence to its schedule is challenging due to traffic congestions. Another thing is the MRT runs along EDSA provides high capacity transport option. However, during that season, there are that option is experiencing overcrowding and several stations such as on North Avenue to Shaw Boulevard, Taft Avenue to Cubao, and North Avenue Ayala are the most frequent experience of overcrowding. And another one is the jeepney and express services. Though several express services traverse along EDSA, there are no jeepneys along EDSA, but they provide flexible transport on that other two routes. However, it often contributes to congestion due to unregulated stop and loading practices. So as to our alternative scenarios, first is the augmentation of buses on high demand, but it will contribute to traffic congestions as we've discussed. And then another one is the increase of train frequency during peak season and crowd control management. And another one is the designated loading zones for jeepneys and express services along that three major routes. So our strategic structure will be the real-time monitoring of bus locations and deployment adjustment based on demand, contactless payment system at stations to expedite entry and exit and employ efficient crowd control, and lastly, the enforcement of traffic regulations to prevent illegal parking, loading, and unloading. Sir, that's for the topic, second topic that we choose. The next topic also we will discuss by Sir Kenneth.
Thank you very much, Sir Raf. So good evening, Prof. Good evening, classmates. Our third topic is about transportation service preferences of college students in Metro Manila. So this topic is our tentative targeted proposal, sir, for our group. So as an introduction, so the transportation landscape in Metro Manila is characterized by a diverse mix of service options. So it ranges from traditional jeepneys, city buses, to modern ride-hailing services. So later on, we will discuss which types or options are the preferences of these students. So understanding these preferences is very crucial in the assessment of the current public transportation demands, as well as the existing number of available units of these different transportation services, as these college students represent significant portion of the commuting population within the locality. So for this topic, we have identified three base scenarios. The first one is the student options or preferences. So there are two options, the traditional and the modern. So for the traditional, it includes the tricycles, jeepneys, buses, and trains, while for the modern option, it includes the ride-hailing service or the TNVS or the Transportation Network Vehicle Services, which includes taxis, motorcycle taxis, Grab, Angkas, and the like. So as you can see, these are the characteristics for each option. For the traditional ones, they are very much cheaper. However, on the downside, they have extended travel time, less reliable, and inconvenient when it comes to ridership.
On the other hand, for modern option, it is way much costly. Okay, but it offers direct transportation to the desired destination. It is also more efficient and more comfortable. So for the alternative scenario, many students chose traditional options due to cheaper fare price. However, modern transport services may opt to reduce their price to compete with the traditional services. Also, establish strong collaboration among traditional and modern options as a form of partnership in terms of designated stops and terminals. Okay. Also, implementation of the appropriate legislations and regulations by the government in terms of fair pricing or fair capping or subsidies for traditional and modern options. For the strategic structure of this scenario, students may choose modern transport for convenience that is more costly as compared to traditional transport services. However, this behavior may lead to increased number of vehicles resulting to traffic congestion. Okay? For the second scenario, it's about the extended waiting time of commuters, especially these college students. So during off-peak hours, students experience extended waiting time in transport terminals due to lower passenger demand and the driver's perception in maximizing their PUV capacity. Also, during peak hours, students may also experience longer waiting time to avail mass transport services due to overcrowding and higher demand of passengers. So for the alternate scenario, increase in the number of operating units of PUVs during the identified peak hours. Also, fare prices of modern transport services tend to increase due to higher passenger demand during peak hours. And students may be given priority in riding queues in traditional or modern options. So for this strategic structure, provide single queuing with random arrival and service times, and as well as minimizing passenger waiting time while balancing the affordability of fare price for the students. And for our last scenario, the factors affecting students' decision-making for these transportation services. So this includes cost or fare price, the travel time, the passenger safety, and the comfortability and convenience. So for the alternate scenario, presence of real-time updates on transport service availability either for traditional or modern options. Also, use of alternative service routes that provide faster travel time and promotion of P2P transport services. Enhance the aesthetic, safety, and convenience features of traditional transport services to encourage higher passenger utility. For the strategic structure, students choose the better transport options characterized by the lower cost with the shortest travel time. So students weigh between the risks and benefits, which focuses mainly on their safety, comfort, and convenience. Okay, so for this topic, these are the objectives: to identify the primary transportation preferences among college students in Metro Manila, to assess the factors influencing transportation choices, to analyze the decision-making processes of students, and to evaluate the efficiency of current transportation systems. For the data requirements, so these are the following data or information needed. First is the survey data. Next is the traffic data, and lastly, service data. So gathering this information, these are the expected outcomes. A comprehensive understanding of the transportation preferences of college students in Metro Manila. The second one is identification of key factors influencing their transportation choices. And lastly, to recommend for the optimization of transportation services to better meet the needs of these student population. So that's it for our group, sir.
Which one will you choose?
Topic 3, sir.
Oh, do you have time to finish in time?
Sir, our initial target population, sir, is the students, undergrad students in UP Diliman, sir.
Okay. So Go ahead. Yes. Who is the next? Thank you. Yeah. Lei Jimenez.
Hi, sir. Good evening. Sir Gab will be sharing the screen. Thank you, Sir Gab. Good evening, classmates. Good evening, Dr. Kardi. Our team name is the Transit Lab, and we're composed of Sir Gabriel Granada, me, Lei Jimenez, and JK Manganil. All right. The first, so we have four tentative topics. Next slide, please. Thank you. So we have four tentative topics. The first one is based on the comparison of public transport subsidies and pricing. The second one is transport optimization during special events in Philippine Arena, Bulacan. The third one is private car versus public transport users. And the last one is the integration of railway stations with QCT bus program. So for the first topic, our problem is based on the fixed fare structures during peak demand or rush hours that may lead to overcrowding or inefficiencies that will result to loss in revenue or revenue opportunities. So what we're proposing is a simulation to test dynamic fare adjustments such as surge pricing versus fixed pricing under the various demand scenarios. We also want to simulate peak and off-peak demand patterns and evaluate how dynamic pricing affects ridership, congestion, and revenue. So our impact in the metrics for our simulation is the ridership changes or how pricing strategies influence the number of commuters, and revenue, the impact of dynamic pricing on operator revenue, and congestion, which will evaluate how different fare structures help reduce congestion during peak hours. So the real life scenario that we're basing it on is the Singapore's electronic road pricing that uses that tracks the traffic or the traffic congestion and also assess their price accordingly. So the approach and technique that we will be using is in game theory, which uses auction models and mechanism design to establish optimal fare structures based on demand fluctuations. Variable pricing is also introduced to introduce higher fares during peak hours and incentives like discounts during off-peak times. So the next topic is the transport optimization during special events. So every major event can create a sudden flow or surge in traffic, which causes bottlenecks in some areas, such as take for example in Philippine Arena, Bulacan, whenever there are concerts or other events that requires the flow of a lot of people. So what in the simulation that we'll be using is to simulate different event scenarios to adjusting shuttle frequency and traffic management strategies based on real-time data. It will also test the effectiveness of dynamic scheduling and route optimization during peak event times. So the metrics for this simulation are the wait times, which evaluates reduction in commuter wait times, traffic congestion, which measures the impact of optimized routes on congestion, and event flow, which assesses how well transportation systems handle the surge in demand. So our approach will be IFN, wherein the model commuter flow to and from the event venues will be used to optimize the bus schedule, traffic routes, and shuttle services. The third one, it will be discussed by Sir Gab.
Thank you, Lee, for presenting the first two topics. Now, for our third tentative topic, it will deal with private car versus public transport users. So the problem that will be analyzed in this topic will be the resistance from private car users to the introduction of dedicated bus lanes, such as in the EDSA bus carousel or a probable or possible bus-only lane in BGC. which causes challenges in optimizing bus lane usage and reducing congestion. So this will simulate traffic flow with varying levels of bus lane availability and frequency. It will also evaluate how modal shift policies influence traffic congestion and commuter behavior. So this topic will test different policy scenarios, such as increasing bus lane space, lowering fares, improving service, and how they will affect private car use. The approach for this will be the game theory, which will model the interaction between car users and bus operators to find an equilibrium between the two modes. It will use modal shift through introducing incentives for commuters to switch from private cars to public transport, which incentives will be able to do that. And then Nash equilibrium, it will analyze how policy changes, such as reduced private car lanes and increased bus frequency, can impact commuter choices. So the metrics to be evaluated in this topic will be first, modal shift, to which extent the commuters will shift from private cars to buses, the traffic flow, how much change in traffic congestion will happen due to the increased bus usage, and lastly, the public transport usage, which will increase ridership due to improved service and incentives. So the real life scenario here, the examples are the EDSA bus carousel. So the introduction of dedicated bus lanes on EDSA and the increase in bus frequency improve public transport efficiency despite initial resistance from car users. And a smaller scale scenario is the McKinley Road in BGC, which is a major thoroughfare that is operating like a bottleneck. But it also is a major road being applied upon by the BGC bus system. So will the provision of a bus-only lane along this road in and out of BGC, so this road is only 4 lanes, be welcomed by both car users and commuters, so which incentives will be welcomed by either or by both? And how will this improve both bus services and private vehicular traffic? So for the uh, fourth tentative topic, it will be discussed by our last member, JK.
Hi everyone, good evening. So for our fourth and final topic, we'll be exploring a key issue in Quezon City's public transport system. Is the lack of integration between the city's bus services and railway stations. So currently, many commuters experience long wait times and inefficiencies when transferring between buses and trains. This results in inconvenience, discourages public transport use, and generally adds to the urban congestion in the city. So to address this, we're looking to apply the decision theory, which is a framework that helps evaluate different strategies based on their impact and feasibility. Our approach will focus on two key solutions. First is through route coordination, aligning bus and train schedules to minimize wait times and ensure smoother transfers. Second is through integrated ticketing, implementing a unified fare system that allows commuters to switch between buses and trains seamlessly. So to test these strategies, we'll simulate two scenarios versus a full integration where bus schedules are fully synchronized with train arrivals to minimize transfer times, and a partial integration where only key bus routes are aligned with major train lines. Next slide. Thanks. We will evaluate these scenarios using three key metrics. First is to wait times, basically answering how much transfer time is reduced. Second is to ridership, whether integration encourages more commuters to use public transport. Third is to operational efficiency, which is addressing the cost effectiveness of the implementation. A real world example of successful integration is the Arneta City Bus Terminal in Cubao and the MRT3 connection where coordinated transfers have improved commuter convenience. we're hoping that this model can be extended, of course, to this Quezon City bus program, benefiting thousands of daily passengers. Okay.
So which one will you choose among those 4 topics?
We're still deciding between 3 and 4, sir. We'll get back to you once we have finalized.
Okay. So it seems your group is rather adaptive, so with great use of AI. So I think this is a good and innovative way. I hope the others can follow you. Go ahead. The next group, PPP, Santos, Reyes, and Claudia.
Hello everyone, good evening. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, for our topic, enhancing the EDSA busway system, a queuing theory approach. So, the EDSA bus carousel, a dedicated bus rapid transit system along Metro Manila's busiest thoroughfare, has been a focal point of recent transportation discussions. So, recently, the Department of Interior and Local Government, or the DILG Secretary, uh, and the MMDA, or the Metro Manila Development Authority chairperson, announced plans to phase out the EDSA bus carousel. However, the DOTR, or the Department of Transportation, has countered this proposal, emphasizing the system's efficiency and its role in alleviating traffic congestion. So, the EDSA bus carousel has been an instrument in providing a streamlined transit option for commuters, especially during the pandemic. And despite its benefits, challenges such as long wait times, bus bunching, and station overcrowding persist. So these issues highlight the need for comprehensive research to optimize the system's performance. So in this presentation, we decided to use the fundamentals of queuing theory and its practical applications in optimizing the EDSA bus carousel. So, as mentioned, we will use theory as our approach. For our base scenario, passengers of the EDSA busway experience long wait times due to inconsistent bus arrivals and bus bunching. So, as our alternative scenarios and strategic structures, we want to implement a strict bus dispatch schedule and headway based on actual and forecasted demand for adaptive scheduling. So we will use real-time GPS, weight tracking of buses, or ETAs, public schedules, peak and off-peak hours, boarding and station access location for drivers and passengers, and all vital information must be made available to passengers on their phone. So imagine you will have a notification if the bus will arrive, or so on and so forth. For the next two topics, this will be discussed by my two other members.
Yeah, for the second base scenario, so at the moment, the It's a Busway does not have any end-to-end, or does not have an end-to-end dedicated lane. So commonly it mixes with, at some sections, it mixes with regular traffic and causes delays in bus arrivals and long wait times for passengers. So our alternative scenario here is to upgrade it from a regular busway to a full-fledged bus rapid transit, or a BRT. So that we can implement a more structured queuing system for both passengers and for buses, as well as a more reliable service. So the strategic structures would be to have the whole stretch end-to-end dedicated lane. On intersections, it should have priority signals. It should also have what we call the queue jump lanes. So for areas where it would have its own dedicated lane where it could skip all regular traffic and be ahead in the intersection. So we also want to expand and upgrade station infrastructure. So at the moment, if you see the current state of the stations, they are very small. They can only accommodate a single line for boarding and alighting. So we want to expand and upgrade the station infrastructure to accommodate higher volume and for better boarding and alighting queuing system. And in terms of queuing for buses, so just similar with how in other countries, their trains have different types of services. So at the moment, the EDSA busway only has one type of service, which is a local service. So it stops at all stations. So in terms of queuing, we want to have rapid express or limited express services with fewer stops for higher demand stations. So that would require a lot of queuing in terms of how buses would be deployed and how they would be able to skip certain stations at certain sections where there are single lanes or at certain stations where there are pass-through lanes. Yeah. For the last base scenario, Sam.
Hello po. The EDSA busway serves as the primary trunk route for thousands of commuters, leading to severe overcrowding at major transfer stations like North Avenue, Cubao, Ayala, and Taft. So with limited alternative routes and insufficient feeder systems, passengers are funneled into few key points, resulting in long queue times, congestion, and inefficient boarding processes. So this bottleneck reduces service reliability, increases travel stress, and limits overall system efficiency. So to alleviate overcrowding, the system must shift from a single route dependency to a well-integrated network. So first, by expanding trunk and feeder routes, we can multiple feeder routes overlapping the trunk line will decentralize passenger flow, reducing congestion at major stations. So feeder services also will connect inner city neighborhoods and business districts, ensuring smoother access to the main corridor. We can also integrate the mapping maps to improve trip planning. So real-time data integration into common mapping maps will allow commuter to plan optimal routes, reducing unnecessary station congestions. And third, we can also enhance the first mile and last mile connectivity. So better active transportation such as pedestrian walkways, bike lanes, light electric vehicle or LEVs access will encourage walking and cycling, reducing dependency on high capacity stations. So seamless transfers between feeder routes, the EDSA busway, and other transport modes will create a more efficient and passenger-friendly commuting experience. So by diversifying access points and enhancing multimodal connectivity, this solution will distribute passenger loads more effectively, reducing overcrowding or queuing and improving travel efficiency. Thank you.
Okay, so it seems comprehensive enough. So you're doing queuing for the buses and also queuing for the passengers,
Yes, sir. Correct.
including the transfer. Right?
Yes, sir.
So in that case, later you will focus on certain things that within your scope, so that you can finish within your study. Otherwise, it will not fit.
Copy, sir.
Right. Good. So who's next? 2%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 groups. So we have 3 more groups. Right. Okay. Breathness. Are you alone? Breathness.
Hey, sir, yes, I am alone, sir.
Anyone want to join with him? Those who has no groups. Okay, go. Breathness.
By the way, sir, let me start first. So, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm Breshnev Sabiano, and I'm here to present my proposed case study on the impact of proposed tricycle ban on the degree of saturation or congestion along MacArthur Highway in Binalonan, Pangasinan. I visited my family in the province 2 weeks ago, and I was surprised
of the current traffic condition along the MacArthur Highway. And I notice a lot of tricycles indiscriminately changing lanes from left to right or from right to left, which can cause congestion in the area. Let me briefly discuss the current issue. As we all know that tricycles play an important role in local transportation, but at the same time, they can also contribute to traffic problems. First, because of their slow speeds and lane occupation, they can disrupt traffic flow, particularly during peak hours. Second issue is the tricycles' limited visibility, the unpredictable behavior, and the lack of safety features which can add to the congestion and road safety concerns. My research questions are the following. First, what was the degree of saturation on MacArthur Highway before the implementation of the traffic ban? Second, my second question will be the degree of saturation, or how has the degree of saturation changed since the ban was implemented? And lastly, what are the broader impacts on traffic flow and road users? So to understand this, I will conduct a descriptive and comparative analysis of the pre and post-ban traffic conditions in the area. And my area of study, my study focuses on MacArthur Highway, located in Binalonan, Pangasinan, a first-class municipality in the province of Pangasinan. For my traffic analysis zone, I will consider one intersection, the MacArthur and the McKinley intersection. For my baseline traffic, currently I managed to get the current VCR, or the volume capacity ratio of the MacArthur highway, which is about 0.88. And this 0.88 meaning is a heavy traffic condition. But since the data was around 2013, so how much more now in 2025, where a lot of establishments are present in the area, and we know that establishment can generate additional number of trips in the area. For my conceptual framework, the study examines the impact of tricycle ban on the degree of saturation by analyzing some factors such as the road conditions, enforcement mechanisms, and the availability of alternate transport option. So tricycle ban policy will be my independent variable, and the degree of saturation will be my dependent variable. For the base scenario, which is the current condition, tricycles are allowed on MacArthur Highway. And I have three alternative scenario. First, tricycles will be totally banned on MacArthur Highway. Second, tricycles are allowed provided with a dedicated lane. And my last alternative scenario would be the tricycles will be allowed on a time-based restriction, meaning avoiding the peak hours from 7 to 9 in the morning and 5 to 7 in the afternoon. That's all, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so for all of you, okay, the problem is you only focus on this scenario, alternative scenario, but your strategic structure does not include yet the agents, meaning the stakeholders of the people. For example, in this last presentation, you're supposed to include the passengers, okay, the tricycle drivers, and then probably the public opinion and the government. So these are probably the four agents that should interact each other, okay, which is not mentioned yet. So I hope this can be included. So the same with other groups, yeah. So you need to include the stakeholders. Yeah, analysis of the stakeholders is very important because without this, some will benefit, the others will not get benefit, you know. So I hope we can start to have a system thinking and win-win solution for all. Yeah, Win, you want to say something?
Yeah, sir. We should have clarified on the strategic structures as part of the presentation, because all this time we thought it's the methodological or conceptual framework of the study. Instead of what should be the lay of the land, or at which context does the project would
Right.
revolve to, including the stakeholders and the institutions involved.
No problem. At this point, is okay. Maybe I did not present it.
Okay.
No problem.
For next presentation, sir, maybe we
Yeah,
can
we
present
can
again.
improve in the next presentation. Okay,
Thank you,
so
sir.
that's why we have iteration.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So who will present next? I think we have, if you are one person, that means we have 9 groups. Okay, so 3 more groups in that case. Who did not present yet? One few. 24 divided by 3 is supposed to be 8, isn't it? Yes, Omar, sorry.
Sir, we can go.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. So can you see my screen? Hi, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I'll try to be quick and be within the 5 minutes. So this is a presentation of our topics. My group mates are Stacy Dumo and Karina Marquez. I'm Omar Belisario. So first is also similar to other groups. They also mentioned this topic as well. The first and last mile commuter experience. So this refers to the initial and final segments of our journey, and the quality of these FLM connections directly impacts the overall experience of the commuters. So to make it more pleasant, FLM should meet the needs of the public, the stakeholders, the actors that they have, and this study will assess how the built environment along the walk paths and integration of transport system influence the quality of commuter experience, and we'll explore the potential alternative models. So here we're going to employ IFN and game theory to assess the behavior and try to find the optimal network of a specific area. For now, we're looking at the intersection between Shaw Boulevard and EDSA. So that's the Shaw Crossing area. So currently there are many modes of transport in that area. We have in mind to reduce the number of rides that a commuter would take from the origin to the end. And moving to the next topic. So this is the impact of fare rate hikes on the transport mode preference of commuters in the between the MRT3 and the EDSA carousel. So we're looking at the segment from Ayala, where there's a transport hub, and Trinoma North Avenue, where there's also another transport hub. So basically, we're going to look at the fare rate. So how will people, commuters, the actors, will react to this? Are they going to take the bus instead of MRT if we increase the price by another 20 pesos, which is essentially double the minimum rate? And in turn, that would that encourage the those who usually take private cars and vehicles or ride hailing apps to use the MRT instead because of it being decongested, because people who prefer lower rates will tend to use the buses instead, and will that in turn result to buses spending less time waiting in the loading areas because they will get filled up faster because of the volume of commuters. So here we'll also going to probably use IFN and game theory to assess the commuter behavior. And also we'll check the financial feasibility and economic viability of this approach with our different alternatives, which are based on fare rates of the MRT. Then last is the seaport rail intermodal transport system, which currently we lack. So we'll try to assess the benefits of having this seaport rail connectivity. How will it impact the usage of roads? So currently, we're mostly seeing container trucks carrying these 20-footers, 40-footer containers. So with the rail seaport rail intermodal transport system, that will be significantly reduced. So we think that that will have positive economic impacts. It will also add to the safety of the roads that we have, less maintenance and less costs for transporting goods, especially the ones that use freezers or reefers, the perishable ones. So here we're going to use IFN and other suitable analysis tools. So yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, please let us know. Thank you.
Which one you will choose among these three?
Sir, as of now, we haven't decided yet, but me personally, so as a group, we haven't decided yet. Personally, I'm more curious on the second topic. So yeah, this is basically for me it's a bit new because we're trying to look at the reaction of the commuters, of the actors when we change the rates of the fares of MRT. So essentially, if we increase the rates, will the people who usually take cars uh, use it because it's now less congested? So it will be there's a perception that it will be more um, comfortable with that. So it's a bit controversial because we're basing it on pricing, but for me it's a very
I think the
interesting.
second topic is just mood choice, right? Mood choice model. So
Yeah. So yeah,
traditional.
for me this is very interesting and yeah, something new.
How about the first one? You don't want to deal with that? Oh.
The first one. So yeah, this is the first one. So essentially we would try to map in our study area the optimal route that public transportations would take to reduce the rides that commuters will take from end to end.
I think this is more interesting. I don't know. You can decide later.
Yeah. So I think, sir, probably we'll consult with you so you can provide more guidance on this. So we'll just schedule a meeting with you. Thank you.
Okay, good. So who will present next? Raisa, right there. How about Nix Topas? Okay. Maybe they're not ready.
So I can volunteer.
Huh?
I can volunteer to
Okay,
present.
go, friends.
Can everybody see my screen?
Okay.
Okay.
How many? Are you alone?
Yes, sir.
Can you join later with briefness?
Sir?
Can you join later with briefness?
Yeah,
you can present it, but later you can decide.
Okay. I think my topic is very technical, so I present first. Okay, sir.
Okay, go.
So my topic, what I have, what I thought of is optimizing the class schedules for UP Diliman Bachelor of Science, Computer Science undergrad students. So that's what's the best combination of subjects to take in a semester to avoid getting late and sweaty between subjects. So why did I choose this topic? Because in my undergraduate days, that's one of my problem, because you have subjects, you have subjects scheduled next to each other, but they are very far away. But normally you don't have a choice, or you need to take them. You need to take them anyway. So why? So this is the computer science home building is far away from the GE subjects. So as you can see from the map, Palma Hall and College of Music and College of Engineering is very far from the Department of Science, which is at the bottom. It's partly close to the math building and physics and triple E, which are other subjects that we take. And I also chose it because it's my familiarity with the subject. So it's also a spin-off of my MA thesis, according walkability study. So the next, these are the points to consider: the distance between buildings, the time allowance between subjects, sidewalk availability, and path blockage. Is it easy to walk between these buildings? Focus on walking without using cars or jeepney. So since my thesis studies on walkability, I want to exclude using cars and jeepney first. Then walking comfort. Do you need to sprint, or do you need to jog to your next building so that you won't be late? The time of day, is it in the Philippines, it's very hot during the lunchtime, and the availability of subjects for the semester, and the students' priority and required subjects for the semester. So the base scenario is just getting the first available subject that meets the semester's required subjects without conflicting schedules. So this is usually my method when I was in undergrad. So I just get what's required, and I think what's suggested by the other student or by my other classmates, then that's just it. So one scenario is just randomizing between the available subjects. So sometimes random values give you insights. So it's just one scenario. So another scenario is using prioritization. So we can assign weights to the paths between subjects using the consideration points above. Then just get the shortest path, optimize for the shortest path. So we can use different algorithms for this. Next, using IFN. So again, we will assign weights to the paths between subjects, and then we will find the ideal flow in which paths to take with the least effort. So another is using AI, find an appropriate AI or model to feed this input to. So part of this is gathering which models are appropriate. And scenario X is using other techniques that we'll discuss in class that may be applicable to this problem. So I'm not sure yet if we will be discussing other topics that we can that we can use here. So my proposed output is a computer program that gives inputs from the above. So given the available subjects, the required subjects for the student to take, subject priority, and the subject schedule and distance between buildings, and other considerations above, it will suggest the optimal combinations of subjects that a student can take. So it can also identify bottlenecks. So if a path is usually required, but it has a high weight, maybe it can be a suggestion to the university that we should have a better access using access to these two buildings. So what's the impact? So I plan to open source it in GitHub so that it's not just used. I mean, it's not just for this topic. So other units can tweak it to their majors, and I think if the algorithm is generic enough, it can be applied to other subjects.
Okay.
So that's it. Thank you.
I think this is the best presentation so far. So thank you.
Thank you.
So I was thinking if you can create a generic system rather than just the current data, and then the shortest path must be not flight distance, not Euclidean, must be city grid, based on the current clear rule. Okay, super.
Thank you.
Yes. So please follow Franz Julian, the last race example. Okay, this is super. Yeah, this is non-traditional approach. Yeah, this is what I want. I hope you can start to think this way. Okay, great. Who's next? Who did not present yet? Okay. Raisa and Nick Snopas. Are you still there?
Good evening, sir.
Okay.
I'll share screen, please.
Is this the last group or is there any other group?
Good evening, everyone. So we are Group 9, and the members are Trisha Oliveros, me, Nico Tupas, and Miss Jean Hua. For the first two tentative topics, we have case studies. For the first one, it's the potential transit accessibility gains for mobility as a service in Metro Manila. So the base scenario is that the transport system is characterized by a mix of paratransit, micromobility, existing public transport, and private vehicles. And it causes traffic congestion, limited integration between modes, and then even access to public transport, leading to long commute times and inefficiencies. For the alternative scenarios, we have to minimize the commuter travel time by integrating the paratransit, micromobility, and existing public transport into a mass platform and to optimize the routes using an ideal flow network model. And for the structure is to the regulatory framework set by the government will allow commuters to access the fastest combination of modes for their journeys. For the second alternative, we dedicate lanes designated pick-up or drop-off points to improve the network efficiency via the ideal flow network. And the structure is the implementation of infrastructure improvements by the government agencies such as LTFRB and DOTR. For the next case study, it will be presented by Sir Nico Tupas.
So for our second topic, so it's comparing conventional public transport to ride-hailing apps. Snapshot of user experiences from Metro Manila. So the base scenario is public transport in Metro Manila serves the majority, but ride-hailing apps like Grab, Angkas, Joyride, and Uber, previously Uber, offer more convenience, leading to changing user preferences. Alternative one, if public transport remains unreliable, more users shift to ride-hailing, worsening congestion and making mobility more costly. So for that structure, ride-hailing apps play a crucial role in urban mobility, but their effectiveness depends on how well they integrate into the current transport network rather than replacing conventional transport using IFN. We can position ride-hailing as a complementary service, optimizing urban traffic flow while avoiding congestion and excessive reliance on private vehicles. The second alternative is investments in transit infrastructure, service quality, and digitalization make public transport a more attractive and reliable choice. So for its structure, you'll use the IFN to integrate different transport modes to prevent excessive ride-hailing dependence. So for the last topic, we have Miss Jean.
Thank you. Thank you, Nick. Good evening, everyone. For the last topic, tentative topic, I kindly please move the slide, Ms. Trish. Thank you. Will be on strategic planning methodology for the multimodal transportation systems, a case study of Davao City. So for the base scenario, in Davao City, a bimodal public transit system integrating bus rapid transit and modernized public utility vehicles is introduced to reduce traffic congestion and reliance on private cars. The BRT operates on dedicated lanes along major corridors, while modern PUVs provide first and last mile connectivity, ensuring seamless, affordable, and efficient mobility. Early adoption shows that improved travel times, reduced carbon emissions, and growing shift from private vehicle to use of sustainable public transport have improved. Alternative one, so to address methodology for multimodal, integrating ferry and bus network. So a water-based public transport system using ferries along the Davao River and coastal areas combined with feeder bus routes can provide efficient alternative to road-based transit, reducing congestion and travel time for commuters. Structure one is a smart ticketing system, real-time tracking, and optimized schedules will ensure smooth intermodal transfers. Public-private partnerships, regulatory frameworks will drive infrastructure development, while eco-friendly ferries will support sustainability. This solution promotes efficient, affordable, and environmentally responsible transportation for the city's growing population.
So which
And
one?
for alternative two, kindly please move the slide, Ms. Trish. Expanded bike lane and e-scooter sharing system, developing a citywide protected bike lane network and an e-scooter sharing program can promote non-motorized transport, offering a sustainable last-mile solution while reducing dependency on private cars. So a dock-based or app-based e-scooter system integrated with a public transport hubs will encourage seamless multimodal travel. Infrastructure investment, safety regulations, and incentive programs will support adoption while minimizing traffic congestion, and emissions. This initiative fosters a greener, healthier, and more accessible urban transport system for Davao City. And for the last slide, suggested approaches, techniques for this would be traffic simulation models to assess the impact of BRT, PUVs, and alternative transport solutions on road capacity and flow, transport demand forecasting, the four-step model to estimate future ridership and modal shift based on population growth and urban expansion. And for the qualitative tool, thematic analysis of the stakeholder interviews and focus group discussion to capture insights from government officials, transport operators, and commuters on challenges and opportunities. And lastly, SWOT analysis to identify the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats in implementing the multimodal transport system for Davao City. Thank you.
So which one you will choose among the three? Among the three topics, which one you will choose?
Ms. Trish. Actually, we have not fully deliberated, sir.
Okay.
We were thinking of the first topic, but
Right.
yeah.
So I would like to challenge all of you. So I think based on the first topic of this group, no? So in the near future, there will be V2X, you know, vehicle to pedestrian, vehicle to other vehicles, vehicle to motorcycle infrastructure, so V2X, and also autonomous vehicle systems. So I wonder why none of you touch these topics. So this is very related to actually mobility as service. Okay, so in the near future, probably Toyota will never sell car anymore, so they will just create car for mobility as service, so similar to Uber. So okay, similar to Grab. Instead, meaning if you have autonomous vehicles already, so people don't probably use private vehicles, so they will use this car as mobility as service. So think about that. So, and then, for example, where should they locate these, cars, okay? So that they will, within a few minutes, they can go to the nearest demand, for example. this kind of things is probably more interesting than all this topic that you, the majority of you are presenting. No, so more of thinking of how to expand highway to do all these things that traditional already. Okay, so how about something new? This is what I want to encourage this class. Okay, think of something innovative. You face the future, okay, not something in the past. Is there any possibility that you, of course, you can still change the topic if you want, you know. So please take this into consideration. And something new, something novel. Okay. I already mentioned in the beginning, data doesn't really matter. You can create the data, okay? But the way of thinking, that's matter. But you are still focused on, oh, I want to collect data. That's why I don't have this project because I don't have data. No, I said data doesn't really matter. Okay, but think of something, even hypothetical, like Franz Julian said, I want just to do it a random walk. So no problem. But this is something innovative, you know. You approach something different way. I hope this is to be something exciting in this class. Okay. Any comment? Is there any one more probably 1-2%? And anyone else? Or everyone have presented already? Maybe this student who did not join. Okay, so in that case, let's start the lecture. Is that okay? So go to Moodle in Revolut. I will share my screen.
Hi,
Okay.
Dr. Kardi.
Yes, Lee.
I would like to ask, because some people are using, or some of us are using Mac OS for the Excel, and it's not compatible.
Is it not
I
working?
asked for Mac OS. It works on Windows, Microsoft, but not on Mac OS. Is there any workaround that we can use?
Yes. Yes. In Mac OS, it doesn't really work. Okay, so I don't have Mac, so probably we can have a private section that we can discuss about it so that you can show how it works. Is that okay?
All right, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for the input, Lei. So yeah, I presented here the and Excel. Yes, I make it only for Windows, not for Linux. But if you have Excel, you're supposed to be able to use this also. So okay, and there is also alternative aside from Excel if you are not using Excel. So with this using this IFN Virtual Lab, if you can open this link here. Okay. So these are the similar to the Excel, but more on its topic. Okay. So more of its function, the main function rather than the Excel is like more than 200 function, but in here is you can do one by one. Okay. And next one, we have discussed this IFN application. So let's go to the first topic first, with this network representation. So I will go very technical here. Okay. Please open this network representation slide. Okay. Some of you who has joined my previous class in transport modeling, okay, this is exactly the same. So, but I will just limit it this presentation so that you can actually do the exam and the quizzes. Okay, so these are the basic. We will discuss about network. So, what is network? Okay, network consists of two component. One is node, the other one is link. Okay, so the node is just point, link is just an arrow, as simple as that. Okay, so we can represent network by many ways. Okay, so we can represent by matrix, which is a table. Okay, so this matrix is called adjacency matrix, which is basically node to node. Okay, the content usually binary or certain weight. And for your exam or your quizzes, okay, we will use our agreement MATLAB notation. Okay, so we will put this comma to separate the matrix entries between columns, and then we will use semicolon, okay, to separate the rows. Okay, or we will use adjacency matrix or strings. Okay, in a moment I will show you. So this is an example of network. Okay, how many nodes here? 5. Yeah, A, B, C, D, E are the nodes. Okay, and this arrow here are the links. Okay, so then this is called adjacency list. Can you see here? We have node A, from node A to node B. Okay, and the weight is 1. Can you see? From A to B, the weight is 1. And then when we get comma, that means the next node. Okay, this means from node B to node C, the weight is 1. From node B to node C, the weight is 1. Okay, so this adjacency list represent this network. Is this clear or not? So you can see here from C to D, yeah, from D to B, yeah, from D to B, and then from E, careful, okay, we have 2. From E go to A, and from E go to A, and then from E go to B. Can you see the representation here? If one node go to several other nodes, okay, it will have colon, and then we'll have a representation of list in here. So that's why this representation is called adjacency list. Okay. Next, we can also represent the same network, okay, this network into adjacency matrix, okay, or adjacency list. So these are adjacency lists of this network, and these are the adjacency matrix. So what is the adjacency matrix? Okay, the row of the matrix represent the nodes. The same thing, the column of the matrix also represent the node. When there's a link between a node to node, for example, A to B, you will put 1. Okay, so adjacency matrix are binary matrix. Okay, meaning the numbers are 0 or 1. Okay, 0 means no connection. 1 means that is a link. Is this clear? Okay. So from adjacency list, you can put it into matrix. From matrix, you can put it into adjacency list. The same thing you can also throw. Okay. Now look at this node, special node D here. These are called sync node. You know, can go in but cannot go out. Okay. Now you can represent the sync node. Okay. In the adjacency matrix, you can notice, observe here, the row in node D are all zeros, meaning it can go out, it can go in but cannot go out. Okay. So node T has no outlink. Okay. Therefore, this list is also empty. So you can see this represent signal. Yeah. So in MATLAB notation, in the exam, in model, you will see this way. Yes, Archie, you want to say something?
Sir, can you go back to the previous slide, sir? My question is, why not we did not put 0 on the adjacency list, the D?
Oh,
just it's an empty
it's an
space.
empty. Yes, it's an empty. Empty mean there is T, okay, as the initial node, but there is no other node from T.
So not 0, sir.
Not
Zero.
zero. Not zero.
Okay,
It's
okay.
empty list. Okay, because this list represent the next node. Okay, the first before the colon that represent the preceding node. The entry of this list after the colon represent the next node. Okay, so that means this have no other node from D. Yeah, thank you for clarifying, Archie. Okay, now next, in the model, you will not see this kind of matrix. Yeah, probably most likely you will see this kind of matrix, very long list like this. So if you see this, the way you see, you copy all of this, okay, and then you separate by the semicolon. Can you see? When you separate by semicolon, then you will get the actual matrix. Okay, so this is a standard notation. When you put this into MATLAB, it will work. Okay, that's why we call this MATLAB notation. MATLAB is matrix laboratory, okay, for math work. Okay, so the semicolon represent the separation between rows. The comma represent the separation between columns. Is this clear? Okay. Okay, let's practice. Anyone want to create the adjacency list and one person adjacency matrix? Go. Who can present first? Can get the recitation. On paper is fine. You just show. Or in Notepad. Yes. Win Sanchez. A to B, that's correct. And then B to C, that's correct. And then C to E, that's correct. T is going to, with this to B and to C, that's correct. And then from E, go to 2 also from A to B. Yes. Now, Vincent just got the adjacency list correctly. Thank you. One more. Who can do the matrix? Adjacency matrix. Yes. Show. You want to? I will stop the sharing and then you want to show, Archie. Okay, let me check from. Oh. So, can you notice? Oh, why? Why A? Archie, maybe something is not correct yet. Why A is all zeros in the column?
Maybe the others can, sir,
Yeah,
can do that.
okay.
I will repeat again on my
Yeah.
own. Thank you.
Thank you. So still incorrect, okay? Omar Sharif. Okay. One, 2, 0, yes. Okay, so Omar is correct. No. Omar, you made something is not correct in the
B to
fourth
C.
row. In the fourth row. Okay. Okay, so this is the result. Yeah. Kenneth De La Rosa is correct. Yeah. Wait. I will show you the result. Share and about foundation. Okay, so this is the correct result. You will see. Okay, so T here is called source node. Okay, so it can go out from this node T, but cannot go in. So source node is a node that can only produce something, but cannot go in. Okay. Yeah. If you look at the red color here, okay, in one column I have all zeros. Okay, that represent a source node. Yeah, we cannot see that in adjacency list.
Oo nga.
So
A.
yes,
A.
Omar, you want to say something?
So just wanted to check where the error is in which row. So I have the same one.
You have the same one?
Yes, sir.
I thought the fourth one. You
Yes, 01100.
01100. Okay,
Yes.
maybe you have see that correctly. Okay, so in that case, correct. Thank you.
Okay.
You.
Okay, next one. Can you practice? Can anyone draw the network of this? Can you get adjacency list from this? When you're ready, you just raise your hand. I will stop sharing. You share your Maximo Angelo. You can share your screen.
Sir, I just sketched it.
Okay, show it. No problem, show it.
I don't think it's wait.
Show it for everyone to see.
How do you?
In the camera.
I'll remove my background first.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. Can everyone see that? Is that correct or not?
Focusing.
Is it the same as in the slide? Okay. Thank you, Angelo. Rafi, you want to say something here? Thank you, Angelo.
Yes, sir. I will just send it to the chat box. I will just send the pictures. My respond to the chat box, sir. For a while.
Okay. Okay. So, open that. Put A. Okay. Right. Okay, good. Thank you, Rafi. Yeah. Right. So, I will share the screen again. Yeah, this is the answer. Right. So in this case, the node T is a sig node. Yeah. So you can also notice in the adjacency list. Okay. So sig node T is a sig. How about this one? Can anyone create the adjacency list and adjacency matrix? So, okay. Okay, try some. Right, so you can check the result. Right, so this one, yeah. So in this case, this is what is called irreducible, isn't it? From A, you can go to B, E, and then you can go to anywhere, yeah? And you can come back, right? Right. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for John Kenneth, Patrick Vin Sanchez, and Karina, and Kenneth De La Rosa, and Kenneth Mangalino. Yeah. So, can you notice here Okay. The adjacency list and the adjacency matrix, okay, there is no zeros, okay, in each column or each row. Okay. So this is what is called irreducible or strongly connected network. Okay. This is what we want. Okay. The same thing as this one. So this network is rather interesting. Okay. In here, from A, B, and E, okay, they create a component. A, B, and E, they create a component which is strongly connected. Okay. And then C and D and create another component, right, which is again strongly connected. Okay. Okay. So, but can you see this network? From A, B, and E can go to C and D, but cannot come back. Okay. So this one meaning that this is not strongly connected. Yeah. So from A, B, and E represent a component here, and then C and D represent another component. Okay. So from the source component here can go to the sink component, but from the sink component cannot come back to the from D cannot go to A, right? Can you see that? Okay. So this kind of network is called weakly connected. Yeah, they are connected, but weakly, meaning you can go, but cannot come back. Yeah. A can go to B, it can go to E, okay, can go to D and C, but cannot go home. Can you see that? So this is not what we want. Okay, so our goal is to create what is called strongly connected component. Okay, that means there is a path in the network from any node to any other node. Okay, transportation network must be strongly connected. Okay, because when you go somewhere, say you go to mall, you go to school, okay, you do come to campus, there must be a way to go home, isn't it? Yeah. Imagine you can go to a mall and then you can go home. That's only during disaster, isn't it? So that is not transport network. Yeah? Transport network must be strongly connected. Okay, so the terminology, this is not me who created. So the terminology in graph theory, this property is called strongly connected network. Okay, in linear algebra, the matrix with sub-property is called irreducible. They are the same thing. And irreducible is the same as strongly connected. That means you can go somewhere and then can go home. Is this clear or not? So when I mentioned many times later on, irreducible or strongly connected, you remember this. Okay. So I give you an example again. So which of the following network is strongly connected? You see here, this network A is actually weakly connected. Yeah. Why? You have a sink node here. And then node A is actually source node. Okay. So a network with a sink or a source node or component, they are weakly connected. Okay. So the same thing in network B here. There is initial and there is an end, right? So this is called weakly connected. Okay, you have one source and two sink nodes. Okay, so these two are weakly connected. Now the last one, okay, is strongly connected because from any node you can go to any other node. Okay, so our goal is to create strongly connected network like this, like the network C. Okay, and this other flow, okay, we hope that the sum of the flow inflow, yes, sum of inflow equal to sum of outflow here for each node. Yeah, so this is what is called ideal flow network. Is that clear? So what is IFN or ideal flow network? It's very simple. It's just a network, okay, which is strongly connected. And then the flow are balanced for each node. That's it. As simple as that. Is that okay? So when you have a strongly connected sub-network, this is called component. Okay. So if you look at this, in this example, okay, this network A is strongly connected because from any node, you can go to any other node. Yeah, so this is strongly connected. Now imagine, instead of going to A to D and then B to C, now I'm just making it one way. See, from C to B and then D to A. Huh? So in this case, you have two components. Yeah, the first component is A, B, F, which is strongly connected. The second component is D, C, E, is another strongly connected because from D it can go to C, can go to E, and then come back, right? So this is strongly connected, but this is a sub-network. So that means this is a component, okay, of the source. Well, this is the component of the sink. So this network as a whole, network C, is called weakly connected. Yeah, it is connected. If you remove the arrow, it is connected. Okay, but with the arrow, it is actually weakly connected. Is that clear or not? Okay, why? Because you can go from D to A, you cannot go home to D. Okay, the network in in B here are called unconnected. Yes, RG, you want to say something?
In sample letter C, sir, on the right side, can I say also sub the DCBA is another component?
B, where? B,
boy, alpha, delta, Charlie.
no,
Can I call it?
There is no, from A, there is no connected to D.
I see. All right. Okay. Thank you.
There is none, right? So it is not a component because you cannot go from there. What is this? Ray, I cannot see, I cannot open your drawing. Is this clear? Component is a strongly connected network, but sub-network. Of course, sub-network and network can be in itself. So the whole network here, A, B, C, D, E, F, is actually also a network. Okay? When you say the network and sub-network is actually equal, okay, that means they are also one component. So in other words, strongly connected network, okay, contain only one component as itself. Okay. So again, no network C here, interesting. Eh? There is no sink node, can you see? And there is no sink source node, but there is sink component. And there is source component. So be careful. Yeah? So this is a little bit dangerous because you cannot see clearly. Okay. So you need to check. Okay. When the number of nodes is not so many, you can see clearly. But when, say, a real road network with 1,000 or million, that is, you need a computer to compute that. Okay. So only 5, 6 nodes you can check. Yeah? So let's identify the component here. So is A, B, E create a component? Yes, right? So A, B, and E can go to each other. How about this one? B, C, D is also component, right? But they can also go from B back here. So the whole network is one component, yes. Okay, the whole network is also one component. So I can go from A to B to C to D and go E and so on. So this is strongly connected. Very good. Yeah, you got it. Okay. Next. Yeah. Easy, yeah. So I hope you got this understanding that the jargon only. So component is a strongly connected sub-network. Okay, so these are two components, okay, because they can go to each other. So there is no sync node, there is no sync component, there is no source component. In that case, the network is strongly connected. Yeah. How about this one? How about this one? ABE is a component, right? ABE is a component. Okay, because you can go to A and B and E and then come back. Okay, how about C and D? Is also component, right? So there are two components here, right? Very good, Raisa. Okay, so but these are ABE is what? ABE is what? Source component, yeah? And then C and D is sync component because you can go in, cannot go out. The same thing in here, you can go out but cannot go in. Yeah, you see, yeah? Yes, very good, very good. Correct. Weakly connected. Very good, Kenneth. Okay, so you got this. Okay. How about this one? Oh, is this a component A, B, E? No. Okay.
No, sir.
Yes. Because A can go to B, but cannot go to E. There is no arrow there. Okay. In fact, E is a source.
Source node.
Source.
Okay. E is a source node. So E in itself is a component. A node is a component, so no problem. So E in itself is a component, but ABE does not form a component. How about BCE, BCD? Oh, they form a component because this is a strongly connected, can go to each other. So you have a source node and one sync component. Right? Can go in, cannot go out, right? So it's a sync component. Okay? Clear, yeah? Wow, you got that. Okay. Super. Yes. Super clear, yeah? So how about this one? ABE is a component. How about BCD? Oh, BCD is not a component. All right? Because cannot go back to B from D. So in fact, D is a sync node. Okay, we have source component and we have one sync node. So this is weakly connected again. Yes, very good. Yeah. You see, yeah. How about this one? Oh, this is interesting. Can you see the sync node and the source component?
Sync node E.
Yeah, sync node is D, correct. How about the source component?
BEC. BCE.
BABCE.
Yeah, ABC.
ABCE is a component. Okay, super. Right. You see, you got the idea. Okay. How about this one? Okay, so D is clearly a source node. Okay, because this is a source node and this is a component. So what will happen? This is a sync component. Right. Super. Yes. So you got that idea. Okay, so how about this one? This is last. So on itself, is this strongly connected? You see here, CD is a component. Yeah, D8 is another component, but it can go here. And then this is another component. This is another component. Right? Is this strongly connected or weakly connected, Rafi?
Sir, try, sir. ABE is a component, but they are the source. They are the source, I think.
No.
Yeah. And going to
They are not source. Can you see? Because, oh, yeah, there's a source. That's correct.
source.
Because there is no way to come back, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
There's no way to come back
yeah.
to ABE circulation, and the
Yes.
rest are components wherein
Component. So this is
yes, the
the
rest are components.
sink, right?
Yes, sir.
So
That's the
F
sink.
and G is the sink component. This one can go. So this is not neither sink or source.
F and G are sink, sir.
Yes, F and G are the sink component. Very good. So you got it clearly. Thank you. So we finished this lesson very fast. Let's go to the next slide in Moodle, which is IFN manual computation. Okay. Let me go to the IFN manual computation. Yes. So now with that, we can practice again here. Can you show my slide? Okay, up to here, I think it's still very easy. So let's go. Okay. You will learn how to compute manually. Okay, using paper and pen and calculator. Okay. Remember, definition is simple. IFN is just irreducible premagic. That means irreducible means strongly connected. Okay, premagic means okay, the flow is balanced. In each node, the sum of flow equal to the sum of inflow equal to the sum of outflow. Okay. Remember a while ago we can represent the network by the drawing or the matrix or adjacency list. Yeah. Later we will discuss about string. Okay. So when we do random walk, okay, and then we count the flow, okay, over a long time, the relative flow distribution, okay, will go to asymptotically integer numbers. So these are basically the ideal flow network. Okay. So as simple as irreducible premagic, yeah, strongly connected with sum of inflows equal to the sum of outflow in each node. Is that okay? Okay, so the flow are preserved. Okay, so IFN Excel add-ins is one of them. You can download and you can register for free. Okay, if you don't like the Excel or you cannot do Excel, you can also use the JavaScript version, yeah, in that website. Okay, you can also do it in Python if you like to do Python. Yeah, that is you just pip install ideal flow network, so you can get also this one, and it's open source. I give all free. Yeah, so there are some experimental version in MATLAB, but not as complete as the others. Okay, so why we use IFN? IFN is a modeling metaphor. Okay, it's originally from transportation. So in that case, many of the naming convention still use a traffic flow network. Yeah, so irreducible, flow, congestion, prematic, and so on. So then we can use for any problem at hand, as long as you can formulate this problem as flow equilibrium in a strongly connected network graph. Okay. So using this, you can have many advantages. That means computationally directly you can go to stable equilibrium, okay, which is based on maximum entropy. Okay, and the flow is automatically conserved. Okay, and you can require only minimum data. And the most important is actually it is based on network structure. Okay, so with that you can model many things. Yeah? But as I mentioned last week, you cannot use IFN if the problem is not about system in equilibrium, if the problem cannot be represented as flow in the network, or the network is not connected. How about if my network is weakly connected? Yes, you can. Okay, we will have a go around how to make the weakly connected into strongly connected. Yeah, but if your network is unconnected, not connected, you cannot. Okay. So these are the characteristics. Okay, reducible or strongly connected. The total flow inflow is equal to the total outflow. Yeah, this is the term is pragmatic, and the flow is actually relative. Yeah, that means you can multiply by any positive scaling, global scaling, to produce equivalent IFN. Yeah, and the link flow are all positive. Yeah, so no zero, no negative. Okay. So what's the meaning of irreducible or strongly connected? Yeah, interpretation, that means integrated. So if you want to model certain wholeness, integrated system, feedback system, karma, yeah, or system thinking in the long term, then you can use IFN. Okay. So many network can be represented as strongly connected network. Okay, these are a few examples. And next is pragmatic. That means if you get the flow, okay, the sum of flow in the rows here will be exactly the same pattern as the sum of column. You see 8, 3, 3, 16, 12. In here also 8, 3, 3, 16, 12. Okay. So what is the meaning of pragmatic? That means it's a steady state system in equilibrium. This is very useful if you want to model something in equilibrium about justice, fairness, okay, equality, balance. Okay, then you can use IFN. Is that clear? Next, let's do manual computation. Yeah, the step is simple. Manual computation you can use for small networks. Say only 5, 6 node or 7 node. That's still okay. But I think more than that is a little bit complicated. You need computer to compute. Yeah. So it's just for small network. At least give you some idea. I still use on paper and pen, okay, to compute the IFN. Okay. Then the idea is simple. You set an origin node. Okay, you can choose any node as starting point, and then you set a flow on it. Okay, if it is a single link node, okay, that means the node has only one in link and one out link, so the flow will continue, no change. Okay, if you have multiple in link, so you sum the incoming flow at the node. And then if you have multiple outlink, you distribute the total inflow based on probability. Okay. So you set the probability in here. I put equal probability. So you have set 100 here. Okay, say equal probability, you get 50-50. In here, you get 50 in. So divide by 2, 25, 25. In node 3, we have 25 in. Okay, you divide by 2. 12.5, 12.5, and then this is a single node, so you just continue, okay? And then to check, okay, whether the sum is actually balanced, okay? In this case, you get ideal flow network already in graph C, okay? If you want to make it integer, you just divide, okay, by the minimum, so then you will get IFN. Simple, yeah? Okay, let's practice, okay? Let's practice. How about this one? What is the ideal flow here? Yes, Omar?
Sir, just a question on the previous slide.
Oh,
Is
okay.
the heaviness of the lines just a representative of the volume, just to illustrate?
Oh, this one? In this?
On the lower right. Yes, sir. On the lower right.
Lower right. This one?
Yes.
Yeah, so this can represent as a volume.
The volume, yeah. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Imagine that you have the capacity, okay? That capacity will represent the proportion of the probability here, okay? Then if from that capacity matrix, you can get the flow, and then you need to adjust the unit so that the same unit between the capacity and the flow. This is the crucial part, yeah, to calibrate. Okay? And then after that, you can get the degree of saturation or the VC ratio, which is the congestion level. Okay, if it is the flow divided by the capacity. Yes,
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Sir, I'd like to ask for C and D. There are components or links that have no data. Does it mean that it's equal to for item C, 2 and 3 is 25? So does it mean that 3 and 4 is 25 and 4 and 5 is 25?
This which one you?
Yes, that one, sir.
This
There are
one?
empty values. So does it
It
mean
is just
that
the step in computation. Okay, I will start from this one, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
from here I divide by 2 in node 1, become 50 and 50. And then in the C here, the coming inflow of 50,
okay.
I divide by 2. Okay, so these are the steps in the
Oh,
computation.
sorry. Thank you, sir.
The final one is actually E and F.
Oh, okay. Thank
Okay,
you, sir.
these are just the steps. Is that okay?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next. How about this one? Can you calculate the ideal flow of this network? This is the simplest. You don't need to compute, yeah? This is all one. Yes. Press.
Sir, just it's all one.
Yeah, this is all one. Remember, yeah, if there is only one cycle like this, so you will see that it's all one. Okay, as simple as that. How about this one? The same, yeah, this is all one. Okay, if there is only one cycle, okay, all one. Simple, yeah. So you will see all one. Okay, I will put A to C. Yeah, you see this. This is the flow matrix A to C, and then C to B. I put one here, and then C to B. Yeah, oh, correct. Oh no, this is not correct. A to C. This is not correct matrix. Right. Yeah, it's a single link. So this one must be, the matrix must be B to C, not the matrix is incorrect. I need to fix this. Okay, not this one. How about this one? Can you calculate the IFN in here? Let's assume equal probability distribution. Anyone can compute? You can
Sir,
stop in any flow.
base value.
Hmm?
Sir, what will be the base value?
Any. Okay, I will show you the step in this case. So I can start I can put E to A 100, for example. You don't like this, you can start anywhere, no problem. Okay, so and then from A, I distribute equally, so 50-50. Okay, and then from here, from B, I distribute equally, so 25-25. And then from here, 25 divided by 2, 12.5, 12.5, and then now here become 12.5. So, and then you check the total, still 100, then you get everything. This is already ideal for network, yeah, IFN. And then if you want to make it integer, what you will do, you divide by 12.5, yeah, so you get this integer IFN. So this integer IFN is called cardinal IFN. Is this clear? You can start from any numbers. Okay, let's continue practice this one. Given this strongly connected network, can you use the same equal outflow, but instead of starting DE, can you start with AB? Will you get the same answer or not? So you can put any value in AB. Say you want to assign AB. What is the value of AB you want to say?
Same 100, sir.
100, okay. So if AB is 100, then what is AE?
Same, sir. 100.
Correct, because they are equal distribution. So AB 100, then AE must be 100. And then what is EA?
That will be 200, sir.
Very good. So how about this one? BE and BC. Because this is 100 coming here, then this one must be 50-50, isn't that?
Yes, sir.
Right. You see, yeah? So in that case, if this is 50 coming in, what is this? CE become 25, and then this is 25. And then DE will be 25. Okay. So it seems the value initially not the same as earlier. Okay. But when you divide by the minimum, they are all the same. Is that okay? Yes. Very good. Yeah. Been drawing all the notation. Yes. Super. How about this one? This is now getting more interesting. Now I did not make it equal probability, okay? Now let's spice it up a little bit, okay? So I have probability of 1/3 here and then 2/3 there. Okay, Rafi, what do you want to assign here?
Sir, CB would be 2/3, and adding up from A to B, that is 1/3. So B to A would be 1.
1, okay. Then you multiply all by 3, you will get integer. Right? So if you multiply all by 3, you will get the integer. Simple as that. Okay? So you can start with a fraction. Okay? If you multiply with the denominator, okay, practically what is the LCM, yeah? The LCM of the denominator, then you will get integer. Okay. Is this clear? How about this one? Oh, now getting harder and harder. This one is half-half. And then this one is also half-half. And then this is 1. Probability is 1. From 8, oh no, I did not put the name is incorrect here. Should be A, B, C. Can we make it? No. Okay.
Sir, 0?
No, 0? No, not 0.
No.
No, not 0. You can assign any number.
Sure, probably 1/2.
Say, I can put 100 here if you want.
Okay.
Say, from here to here, again, at the bottom here, I can put 100. That means half is 50-50, right? And then here it becomes 25-25. Is that correct? But it doesn't match, right? It doesn't match. So now it's getting harder. Yeah. So I can put 3 here. Okay. And then this is okay. Coming here is 2 and 2, and this is 1 and 1. So this is one of the examples. So to get that, okay, you can assign any value. Okay, as long as you can get the balance. So here is any question? Say yes, Rafi.
Sir, a clarification on that previous slide.
This one?
Yes, sir. If we will do, or we will assign a value from that lower nodes.
Okay, let's do that.
Yes, on that previous slide, sir. That
This
previous
one?
slide. Not yet.
Previous.
On the practice 5.
Practice 5. Okay.
On that previous slide, I think 29, slide 29.
Okay, this is the same.
Yes, sir. Same with that on that slide, sir, that you've shown earlier.
This is the probability, okay?
Oh,
This is
only
the
probability.
probability. Okay, given the stochastic probability, what will be the flow? So if I know this is half-half, and then this is also half-half, say, for example, if you want to put it in here 100, right? Then this must be 50. Is that correct? And then this must be 50 here, right? Okay. And then this must be 25. And then must be 25. But if I put that, this is not correct. Why? Because 25 plus 50 is 75, not 100. Can you see that? The
Yes.
sum is not correct. So in that case, this cannot be 100. Okay. So in this case, you can put this and because why this is not correct? Because this is actually going in and this is also going in. So if you put in here 100, okay, then this must be X. Is that okay? Then this one must be 50. Okay. This is 100 divided by 2. So 50 plus half of the X. Plus X divided by 2. This one also 50 plus X per 2. Okay. Then again this one. This one is 25 plus X plus 4. The same thing here, 25 plus X plus divided by 4. Then, is that correct or not now? No, this is still not correct.
I think it will keep on computing infinitely.
Yeah, so it will compute. So, no, this one, this 25 plus 4 is equal to X. That will be the balance.
25.
Right?
25. 50. 25.
Then you can get the X. Okay, so anyway, in my case, I just simplified. So I put it in here. So I start with here, 1. Okay, I don't start from here. I start from here. I put 1 here, and then because they are the same, so I put 1 here. Yeah. So in that case, if I have 1 and 1, right, then this must be 2, correct? Okay, because they are the same, so this must be 2 and this must be 2. In that case, 2 plus 1 is 3. So I get it. Easy. Okay. So if you start by assigning here, then things become complicated. But if you start from assigning in here, things become simpler. Anyway, if you use software, that is even simpler, right? So okay, to show you, okay, we will use FN in Excel. Okay, can I open the Excel and then okay, I will show you the Excel screen 2. Okay. So usually what I'm doing is I will start with installing the Excel add-ins. So you go to option, okay, and then add-ins, okay, and then go here and there you click this. Check. Yeah. If not, you can browse. Okay. Once you unzip, you can get this ideal flow network. And then once you install that, you will have this menu here. Okay, in the add-ins. Okay, and now I can create what is called a capacity matrix. So I put equal and underscore, then you will see all the menu here. Yeah, so I will put, for example, random, okay, capacity. So I just put tab here and close it there. And what is the size that you want? For example, I want to do it 4 by 4. Okay. Then what you will do is you click here as an edit. Okay. And then you press Shift, Control, and Enter together. There. Okay. So these are my random capacity matrix. Of course, when you run this, okay, every time you press this recalculation, it will create new. Okay. Okay. Next, from this capacity matrix, you can create the stochastic matrix. So how to do that? Simple, yeah. N underscore, okay, capacity to stochastics. There. You can get that. Okay. And then you close it. Okay. And then what you will do, you get the same size like this. And then I did again, and then Shift, Control, Enter together. There. You see here, this is the sum in each row now become 1. And you see this? Okay, I will put the sum here so that you will see the sum. Because this is random, so I can create any random values. Yeah, the sum must be in each row must be 1. Okay. Now, if you want to create ideal flow, I need to know the total flow kappa. So I will put here, for example, 100. So again, this is my input. Okay. I'll name this kappa as my total flow. And then now I want to get the flow, ideal flow matrix. So what I will do, I can go from capacity matrix or I can go from stochastic matrix. let's do it here so that you will see. Okay, so I will go from capacity matrix. What I will do is and capacity to ideal flow. Okay, there, right? And then you get the kappa here. Okay, then you will have, again, you put the same size, okay, and then edit here and then save, control, enter. Okay, this is the ideal flow network of this capacity matrix. Okay, let's see if this is correct by checking the sum. Okay, the sum must be the sum of this, right? The sum must be there. Okay, and here you can check also the sum on the top. Okay, each column. Okay, let's check. Oh, can you see this? Yeah, the same pattern. Yeah, and then the total flow will be what you want, with this. The sum of all should be 100 here. Yeah. Okay, so this is ideal flow network. Now, let me insert one columns here so that we can get better. I can also get the ideal flow network from stochastic matrix. Okay, what I will do is equal n underscore stochastic to ideal flow. Okay, the same thing. Okay, so stochastic and then with kappa. You will get exactly the same matrix. Yeah. You highlight, okay, and then press here, save, control, enter together. Yeah, it's exactly the same values. Okay, so I just copy this. Okay, this one also I just copy this. Okay. Is that okay? So you can practice. Now, if you don't want to make it random, I will just copy and paste it here as values, right? So now I have, these are numbers, not random anymore. So when you press computation, it will not change. Okay, let's say I have 5 here. Or maybe I will add here 1. There. Okay, so if you have like this, okay, total is 100, but this is no longer integer. Now you want to make it integer, isn't it? Right, so what you want to do is to create this integer. So what I'm doing is I will highlight this. Okay, I will go to fraction here up to 3 digits. Oh, there. If you put it into integer, if you put it into fraction, you will see the denominator here is 11, right? So then if I put this into 100 times 11, or say I put this into 11, what will happen? Okay, in that case, I can put it into 22. Yeah, I got that integer IFN. Yeah, this kappa here is the total flow, which is the scaling. Okay. Is this clear, or you have any question? So this is what is called cardinal network. Okay, so the stochastic of this, say if you divide, so if I want to divide this one divided by the sum, okay, this will become exactly the same as S. I will put this. I divide by the column A, right? So this one I will get exactly, see, the same as this one. Yeah. The same as this fraction. Yeah. This is exactly, if you divide, yeah, you will get exactly the same as the stochastic matrix. Can you see that? So the IFN will balance itself. You see this 6655. So this is the node values. So up to here, the computation. Is there any question? Yes, Carlo.
So we had this same experience way back then. So basically this IFN from the Excel will we don't need to reiterate or iterate the values to get or to have that equal values, sir.
Yeah, automatic.
The Excel from or the IFN will do its work to iterate those values.
Correct. Correct. So so the IFN, okay, you have the stochastic matrix, right? Or you have the capacity matrix. The capacity matrix represents the number of lanes, for example. Okay. And stochastic matrix represent how many will turn left or turn right in each intersection, right? The probability of turning direction. Okay. Then either one, yeah, either stochastic matrix or capacity. Then you can get the flow already. Right. So knowing the, say you have an installed camera in its intersection in your region of interest, and from there you can get the probability to turn left and right, right? Assuming, of course, everybody in the long run, okay, their probability will not change. Okay, this is big assumption, but remember we are talking about long run. Probably daily you will change, but after a long run, if you repeat the same experiment again and again, it will not change. That's the main assumption. Any statistic will have similar assumption anyway, right? So, ceteris paribus in economic. Okay, so based on that probability that does not change, then you can compute the IFN. That means I will know what is the flow for the entire network. And then you can change now. Or what will happen if I change the capacity? Say in one road, now make it narrower or make it wider. Okay. Then of course probability change, right? So then what is the flow? Okay. And if you have the flow and you have the capacity in the same unit, for example, PCU per hour, okay, and then you can divide, okay, you will get what is called Brezhnev a while ago talk about degree of saturation or VCR, volume per capacity ratio, yeah, which is basically congestion. All right. So if you know the congestion, you can calculate the travel time, the delay, and the speed, and so on. So this is a straightforward formula. No problem with that. Okay. Once you know the congestion, you know the delay, you know the speed, and so on, you put it into numbers with the cost, then you get all the costing. Right. So remember, the flow represents the demand. So the IFN help you. If you know the supply, I can estimate the demand with certain assumption. That's the main point there. Okay. Usually, you will create the demand by survey, questionnaire survey. Okay. And again, number of sample matters and so on. But how about if we use different approach here? Instead of doing survey questionnaire, we directly get the data from Google Map or from OpenStreetMap. Okay? And then now you can, with certain assumption, now you can get the capacity. No? And then from there, the network structure matter. Now you can actually get the actual congestion without any survey. Isn't that better? So, in fact, you're talking about OD, origin destination, right? So, in fact, the probability of turning left and right, that's the micro OD. Yeah, that's represent the entire OD if you put it into the network. So basically, IFN is the same as the traditional one, but we are doing it microscopically in each node rather than center to center, district by district. So we are talking about its intersection from OD. You get the idea. Yeah. So if you want to apply this for transportation, okay. But next week, okay, I will discuss more detail about a different approach. Okay. Remember, IFN is irreducible or strongly connected network. Okay. So one characteristic of strongly connected network is we can create cycles. We can create cycles. Then we can do what is called cycle analysis, pivot analysis. Yeah. So say I have it here. Come back to the Excel here. So I have this network, IFN, can you see? Then I can n underscore all cycles of this one. I can get the cycles, okay, of this network. In fact, I can even draw. Okay, so you can to draw this network, you can put a node. Okay, so how many nodes? A, B, C, and D. Okay, so let's put 50, 50. So say 50 and 100. And this one is 100, 100, and then this is like 150. These are the coordinates, right? So this is the X and the Y. Okay, then you can draw. Okay, so I can draw and draw network. Okay, so say I have the IFN here, and then the coordinate I can draw. There, can you see? You should know. Okay, you don't like 50, I can make it 50, 50 is 200, say. Yeah. Okay, this one probably also 200. Yeah, can you see? You can change the value. You can get the network. Cool. Yeah. So just to draw to represent this value. Okay, so hopefully this is interesting enough for you to play. Okay. Okay, so next week we will discuss more about signature and power dynamics. Yeah, we will apply this to agents, right? So structure analysis, or not just for transportation. Okay, and then we can go to prioritization also. I guess this is something interesting, and then we can apply this to decision making eventually. Huh? Okay, so I hope this is exciting enough for you. Which assignment on the 14th? Is there any assignment on the 14th? Next week is 14th. I think I will change this to 20. Oh, to 20. Which
21, sir. The power dynamics.
Yes, this is
Yeah,
20.
21. It says here
21.
21. 21, not 14.
Yeah, 20. I think
It's
20.
Valentine's Day on the 14th, sir.
Eh? Which one is the 14?
No, previously, sir, it's scheduled 14, then it was adjusted already. I'm not aware.
I think it's adjusted already. Depending on the class schedule, okay. When we did not finish, of course, we can delay.
Okay.
No problem with that.
Thank you,
And
sir.
if there is a mistake, you remind me. I can fix that. No problem. Okay. Yeah. So thank you very much then for today. I hope you enjoy. Okay. Please read the power dynamics and IFN signature, and you can practice there. Okay. This is basically, if you know the network, okay, you can analyze the cycles, and then you can analyze the pivot, which is the intersection between the cycles. Something new, right? So you never do this. Yeah? And to understand the meaning of cycles, I have a game. Let me show. This is just for fun, but I hope with this game you can understand the meaning. Okay, let's do this. The link is already there in Moodle. You can play this game. So I will start the game. Okay, I will make the timer off. Oh, come on. Okay, so the goal is to create a cycle to make all zero. So for example, I start from here. What is this? This is BA, right? Yeah, this is BA. So and then to make a cycle, you go to A. Yeah. Now I have BAD. Okay, now I need to go to D. And then now I need to go to C. There, I create a cycle. These are the cycle. Yeah, B, A, D, C, B. Yeah. So next, you can find another cycle. See, I start from here. This is C, AC. Then I go to C. From here, C to D. Then I go to D. And then D to B. There, I create another cycle. And so on. Okay. And there again, AC to C to B and to D. There, I get another cycle. The last one is to A, to D, and to B. There, I win. Is that clear? So this is what is called IFN signature. Yeah. So we can create the network into string.
So where's the link again, sir? Sorry, I'm lost.
Okay, the link is in I think lab decomposition game.
All right, sir. Got it. Thank you.
All right. The link is a lab decomposition game. So it's an online game, so you can use that. And just to get the idea what is the meaning of cycle for next week. Okay, so thank you very much for today. And
thank you, Doc.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, classmates.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you po.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
po.
Weekend, sir.
Happy weekend.
Happy weekend also.
Weekend.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.